Cuckoo, 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 everybody. Okay. Y'all see the title. Let's just go ahead and drop it. I'll try to make this short. But I've seen a couple, like I say, I'll tell you where the idea came from, as I usually do. And then y'all can delve into it and see if comments come up. But MGTOW. Men getting tired of women, manosphere, whichever term you want to say. You know, MRA, or yeah, men's rights activists, all that sort of thing, right? So, I mean, overall, I mean, in terms of internet uh, verbiage, I guess you could say, or internet wordplay, MGTOW is an old term. Like I say, I mean, this goes back to like what, maybe 2013, probably even further back. I mean, to me, ultimately, MGTOW is either it's ultimately only two roads. It's ultimately only two roads. Well, there's really three, but three roads. It's either be cool with being alone and just kind of doing your own thing, which I think is fine. Like I say, I don't really think, you have to really declare yourself that way. The more you talk about it, the more you're coping about it. You just live that way. It's like I don't call myself MGTOW. It's like no, I call it being broke. It's like if you're broke, then why are you trying to look for women? But there's that path, which is the real path, which is. But there's ultimately the LARP of sex robots, and I think MGTOW as well. I think there's an element of they just want to make you gay. I really do think to a point MGTOW just wants to make you gay. It's like if you a gay nigga, and you finally find that out, but it's like whatever, I mean that's my opinion about it anyway. It's like whatever. Oh wow, this nigga's gay. I mean I don't know. I think it's interesting when you see that sort of shit come up. Um, I got this. These ideas came in because of I finally figured out who it was that did that. The fairly famous clip of "You should kill yourself." This and that sort of thing. It was from that low tier god guy. It's like you should kill yourself so you can give someone else a chance at that oxygen and all that sort of thing. I mean, that was a funny ass clip. I will say that was a funny ass clip. It's like he still makes somewhat funny videos. I had no idea. I'm not gonna shout him out, but I said his handle, so good enough. Low tier god. I just saw a video from another guy on Odyssey who was talking about this woman who, you know, was going off about her experience with dating a white dude and all this sort of thing. I'm just like, man, shoot. I number one, I don't have the money. But number two, I don't have the patience for these women nowadays, man. I don't. It's like, man, I just do my own thing at this point. Like I say, if you had to put the label of MGTOW, or if you had to put the label of like incel or volcel or whichever other term, I know it's all kind of wrapped together, MRA, then you're just stupid. Like I say, I'll just say that right now. It's like, why do you need to have some group of dudes validate you? You sound like a woman. It's like, I mean, MRA and feminism is like two sides of the same fucking coin, in my opinion. It's like, why not just live, man? Why do you need some other group to represent you? And I know to a point, I do realize this because I know it's tapping on my door, but it's like, oh, that's individualism. But to me, MRA and feminism, that's fake collectivism. It's fake collectivism. It isn't real collectivism. It's not based on culture and neighborhood or whatever you want to say. It's based on gender. In my opinion, I'm gonna give a hot take here, but like I say, I've dabbed on wignats and whatnot. I think it's true. When you base anything purely off of gender, purely based on gender or race, you're gonna fail. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I was planning on doing a video about this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say it here. Um, there's a lot of pragmatism. You can't try to be some extremist where it's like all Jews are bad and whatnot. You know, like the Nazis, because it's like I mean, to a point, of course, it feeds into the conspiracy theory that people like Rabbi Antelman talked about in his books. Oh man, I can't even think of it now. But anyway, Rabbi Antelman, you can look him up. Wrote some books saying that Hitler was really a Jew, this and that, and was part of the the Frankish school of things, this and that, or the Sabbatean Frankish community, this and that. Um, like I say, and his dad was Jewish and all this sort of thing. It feeds into that sort of narrative, or that Nazis were Zionists and all this sort of thing. It's just like I say, a lot of shit can get twisted around in people's heads. But I think it's the same type of thing with MGTOW, where it's like, people can get their heads twisted around and you can throw out those buzzwords like hypergamy or, you know, uh, monkey branch and all these other terms, like I said, that you would heard from people like what? Turd flinging monkey or people like that Sandman guy who sounded like a fucking robot. Hi, my name is Sandman. I'm going to tell you why I don't like women. And I'm waiting for a sex robot. I mean, that's really what it was. But it's like, I mean, most ordinary people just living, man. It's like sometimes you get caught up in some shit. It's like, yeah, I mean, when you're a horny dude and you're, I don't know, 16, 17, I don't know. Sometimes younger, sometimes older. I'm being very careful with my language. Um, you know, you go in, you go in, bing bang boots, Next thing you know, you got that, the teen mom shit going on, right? Like I said, I mean, that comes from more of a boomer opinion, maybe. It comes more from a privileged place, if you will. But you got to be careful with that sort of shit, right? So when you see this sort of shit go on, when you see this sort of, you know, these opinions that are going round and round, you have to be cautious, man. You have to be cautious about what happens with that. So, I mean, to me, MGTOW and people like Manosphere, a lot of people have distanced themselves from that. You notice that, right? Because they realize to a point is like that was a good grift. It was, but I mean, you could talk about, what is it, that turf flinging monkey, that Stardust guy, others and whatnot. And of course, a lot of those MGTOWs, of course, turned out to be more, they weren't as far right as other folks were, right? They weren't full on Wignats. Not to say I even agree with them, the turf flinging monkey types or whatever, but you know, they just, they made careers off of, well, careers, quote unquote, based on I don't like, I just don't like women. It's like that's not a personality, Hating women is not a personality. It's like you do have to deal with women. You have to give women lip service at least, not literally, but you know, say you'll do things and say, "Oh, yes, ma'am, I think you're great," this and that. But in reality, you're just like, "I don't care." That's the real red pill, in my opinion. Like I say, red pill, blue pill, even that shit is old as fuck. But I think a lot of new shit hasn't come about, you know. So I'm waiting for new shit. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, as well. I'm waiting for new shit to come out. I'm waiting for some new memes. I'm waiting for some new shit to really get into it. But people are so stuck in this bullshit that they can't really change anything. You know what I mean? And that's my view of it. But yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here. Hopefully, I'll enjoy that. I'm gonna upload this tomorrow. So see you later. Goodbye.